What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. With this video, we are jumping into the Reckoning War with Fantastic Four, issue number 43. If you have not been keeping up with this series or the Reckoning War, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that has been happening with this event. And with this, we have seen a lot going on. We have an ancient civilization making their arrival, being locked away in the Barrens for all of this time, with them being able to make their escape, selling Watcher technology to all of the warmongering tribes and civilizations that exist out there. This universal war, it started in a matter of days. And now it looks like it may be all coming to an end. The Fantastic Four are stranded in the Barrens, unable to escape this land. Meanwhile, Dr. Doom, he's going to find a way to bring this war to an end. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue 43, we are picking up in Washington DC. This is where we have the Cormorant. Now he is not here for any global or universal war. He is here on orders of the helmsman. And what he is doing here is grabbing the Alpha Omega armor pieces. From Gauntlet to Grasshopper to Southpaw. One by one, he is stripping these heroes of their abilities, of their powers, of the armor that they are carrying on them. And he is doing this to unite the armor as one. That's what brings them to the Florida Everglades. The helmsman has sent him here to get the last piece of the armor. Now the helmsman, he has the control helmet. This allows him to control the Cormorant. And this is where we have Dr. Doom enter the picture. With the two of them now standing off, we are taken over to the Baxter Building, and we have a man calling himself Ruin of the Reckoning. While Wrath may be the individual with the fierce might, Ruin is the intellect. He knows all about the Forever Gate, having no interest in really killing any of the Franklin kids or anything of that nature. At least not himself. He does open up the Forever Gate. He makes his exit, telling his minions to deal with these kids. Franklin and Val, before the Forever Gate closes, the two of them go rushing in. But what we do learn is it doesn't seem like the Reckoning is here to destroy the universe. It appears that they have some kind of interest in nexus points. Now that's what takes us to the Barrens. We have the Thing, Mr. Fantastic, She-Hulk, and Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts, dang near dead at this point, using She-Hulk's radiation to keep him alive. The Thing, he has some huge gashes across his chest. And Reed Richards, having the knowledge of all the Watchers, he only has about 3 more days to live. Unfortunately for all of them, if they stay here in the Barrens too long, all of them will succumb to the atmosphere. Even with Reed Richards having all of this knowledge at his disposal, the Watchers didn't know if there was an exit to the Barrens. They didn't know how to get in or out of this place, which means Reed Richards doesn't know how to get them out of here. Taking us back over to the Florida Everglades, we have Cormorant and Dr. Doom standing off with one another. The last time we saw them fight was Fantastic Four, issue number 25. But Dr. Doom says that fight, he was really analyzing the capabilities of Cormorant, trying to figure out what he can do and what his limitations may be. But moreover, what he has learned is that this is Watcher technology, because they were there. They were a soldier of the First War. With it being this technology, it may give Dr. Doom the upper hand in the battle against the Reckoning. Meanwhile, on the other side of space, we pick up at the homeworld of the Watchers. And right now, the Reckoning battle fleet is standing right outside their door. Ichor and all of the other Watchers, they have been anticipating this for days. But what they are really concerned about is the Apex, sending Imnu to go protect it while they hold the line. As they prepare for this glorious battle, we are brought over to Uatu. He is currently in prison being forced to see the possibility of Fantastic Four creating zero energy and making all of Earth prosper in a way that it never has before. This is his punishment for interfering, saying that if he never interfered, this could have been the outcome for all of Earth. That Reed Richards would have found a way to destroy Galactus without you. Nick Fury, the Unseen, making his way in here. He is trying to break him out, trying to find a way to free Uatu, messing with all of the circuitry. This is where they show him the rest of the story, because his father and the others, they have only been showing him a piece of the story. The part of the story where the Fantastic Four save all of humanity. What they took out was that zero energy, eventually it will build up, it will explode, it will expand, and it will take over the entirety of the universe. This will wipe all life from existence. And this is when he realizes that his interference, it was necessary. That him interfering saved all of them. Not sure why the other Watchers wanted to keep this information from him. This is where they get interrupted by one of the other Watchers, coming in to check on the Apex, only to see that Nick Fury has freed Uatu, letting them know that they are not allowed to leave. Looking like we are about to have a freaking Watcher standoff. That is until a gun floating in the air comes behind Imnu and smacks him in the back of the head. And the person holding that gun was Sue Storm. She had followed Nick Fury all this time, hoping that Nick Fury would bring her to the Watchers. That is exactly what he has done. But she has also been eavesdropping on everything going on here, so she was able to overhear about the Apex. Now, the 616 reality, it contains multiple Nexus points. Above all of these Nexus points lies the Apex, the gateway to every possibility and what-if world that you could imagine. That is what the Reckoning War is all about. The Watcher letting us know that this planet, T37X, this is home to the Apex. This isn't home to the Watchers. They come from a planet known as Lumina, a planet that had been destroyed in the First War. They had built their new home around the Apex in an effort to try and protect it. While this information is divulged to them, on the front lines, this is where we have the Watchers going to war. Individuals that never interfere, at least when it comes to the affairs of other people. But this place, this is their world, and the Watchers will stand to defend it at any cost. As the Watchers start unloading everything they have on Wrath, all of their weapons are bouncing off of him, and he lets them know that at one point in time, you were seen as gods. The truth is though, you have sat here over all of this time, and you haven't evolved. You haven't become something more. You haven't even really upgraded your weaponry from the First War. But the Reckoning War, they have been preparing for this war since the First War. They know exactly what they need to get and what armor that they need to use. Using the crystals that they had stolen from the Fantastic Four, they used this to carve a battle armor out of. A crystal so strong that the Watcher technology doesn't work. It doesn't penetrate through it. He can walk through a hail of gunfire and not be phased in the slightest. So the battle for T37X is fully underway, appearing like Ikor the Watcher has met his demise. We are taken to the Florida Everglades. The Cormorant and Dr. Doom are still standing off with one another, as the helmsman lets Cormorant know that you need to stop playing with your food, dispatch of him already, and continue your mission. Dr. Doom didn't come here to fight the Cormorant. He was only letting this battle go on long enough so that his technology could triangulate the location of helmsmen. Using a little bit of magic, after he gets a location, he teleports the helmsman directly to them, realizing that he has been bested by Doom. he goes to take his helm off to expose who he truly is, saying that Dr. Doom has earned the right to find out who is underneath the mask, saying all this time that he was actually, but he doesn't get that information out. Dr. Doom doesn't even care. As Helmsman is completely wiped, turned to straight ash, the control helmet is left there on the ground. And Dr. Doom knows that whoever controls this controls the Cormorant, one of the most powerful beings in this or any reality. This is what Dr. Doom had been after this entire time, but he's not using this to his benefit. He is not becoming the master. He did this so that he could give it to Cormorant, granting him his freedom, because what Dr. Doom is offering is an alliance to fight side by side with Dr. Doom, operating untethered and at his full capacity. With his full Alpha Omega armor, there can be nothing that stands in their way, asking him to join this fight and bring an end to the Reckoning War. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. There is a lot of information that was divulged throughout this entire issue. I think the most important takeaway though is the fact that Dr. Doom, he had left them right in the middle of the battle, right in the middle of their invasion on Earth. And he did it because he went to go find the Cormorant to try to find the individual wielding the Alpha Omega armor, knowing that technology, knowing where it came from, believing this might be the one chance that they have to fight against Wrath and all of his forces. So while Dr. Doom may be able to save all of Earth, may be able to bring it into this war, Reed Richards, The Thing, She-Hulk, and Jack of Hearts are still trapped in the Barrens, having no idea how to escape this place. We know it is possible because Wrath and the Reckoning, they already did it. Now, it took them a very, very, very long time to finally figure this out, but with Reed Richards inside there, he is the last hope of their survival. And then we have the Franklin kids who knows where they actually went. Jumping into the Forever Gate without any hesitation, they went chasing after Rune of the Reckoning. What I really enjoy about this is we are getting a lot of old history. You know, we're adding more details to the history that we already know about the Watchers, about the Fantastic Four, about this universe as a whole. And it can be done in such a great way that it doesn't break continuity in any manner. I am still very curious on what the heck is going on with the moon. Do they make a new moon? Do they make an artificial moon? You know, you had the Summers house that was on the moon. We saw in the most previous issue, I think Immortal X-Men or X-Men Red. I can't remember which one. I'm pretty sure it was X-Men Red, where Vulcan had pretty much disintegrated the Summers home on the moon. So there is a good possibility that none of the Summers were actually on the moon when we had it explode. The question now, after we've already seen different lines showing that the Reckoning War doesn't last forever, how do they get their moon back? How do they get their heroes back? And how do they win this war? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the Super Thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.